what we got in the comments here. So Damavicious, welcome here, sir. Good to see you here again. So Claude Code Remote doesn't replace OpenClaw. Honestly, for me, like I prefer, especially with the new features. So I don't think it like necessarily replaces it. It's always good to test all these tools out. And if you have the time, just try them all and see what you think. But for example, with Claude Code, it is really powerful now that you got remote control, which means that you can access Claude Code locally, but from your mobile device using remote control. The other feature that got released was the scheduled tasks featuring Cowork. So Claude can now really operate in a very similar way to something like OpenClaw. The final update that came out to Claude Code recently that makes it right up there with something like OpenClaw is that Claude Code now has auto memory enabled, right? You don't need to toggle anything. It's just running between sessions, which means that it remembers and has context just like OpenClaw was and does across your files as well in your sessions. So these are all really good ways to use stuff. You don't have to pick one or the other. Pick whichever one you think is the best. Pick which one you like the most and then go from there. But you can test them all. I wouldn't say it necessarily replaces them, but you've got something like Claude that's always getting better. And obviously it's a bit more secure than something like OpenClaw as well. So let's keep going through now. So let's have a look through this list. I think this one is a really good one, right? The daily Reddit digest. That's pretty cool. And so what we can do here, and this is a really simple one, right? Like you look through this list, it's pretty chill right there. That is a very chill setup. You can see how many words is that? Like maybe 300, something like that. Very relaxed as a skill. Right, this is the skill here. So what we can do here is if we wanted to install one of these skills, one of these 34 use cases, like for example, being able to browse subreddits, searching posts by topic, pulling comments for threads, and building a short list of posts to manually review and reply to later. Well, what you can do here is you can grab this like so. And again, like one of the reasons I'm showing this is like a lot of people have OpenClaw, but they don't know how to use it, or they don't know what like is possible with OpenClaw, or they just need some inspiration for use cases. So you've got 34 today that I'm showing you. So if we grab this prompt like so, and we're going to say install this skill. And again, you would run through those steps I gave you earlier when it comes to checking the skill before you install it, right? So I'm just being really clear on that process. So now this is going to take the prompt like so for installing the skill, right? And then we're going to install the skill first, and then later we can actually use the skill itself, right? But we want to install it first. So you can see here, the OpenClaw is now beginning to install this. Now, in the meantime, let's have a look through the rest of the OpenClaw use cases. And you can see here that it's using browser control. So the actual OpenClaw is beginning to browse the actual skill file to check what it's like and that sort of thing. So let's have a look what else we got here. Yeah, I mean, like there's all sorts of cool stuff you could do with this, right? Here's another one: access OpenClaw from any phone via voice call or SMS, right? And that way you can install like a phone-based personal assistant, which is pretty crazy. So like you can call your OpenClaw or you can SMS it and that sort of thing, right? You can get calendar updates, Jira tickets, web search results without basically hands-free, that sort of thing. You can see the example here, and then the skills needed as well. It's got the skills needed here for the details. So you also want to check the skill of the use case, but you also want to check like the skills needed. So if these are the skills that are going to be installed, for example, like Claude Talk, then you just want to check that before you install it, right? Check through this. You can download the skill itself. You can ask Claude to check it. You can rewrite it as we talked about, but that's the whole point, is like checking this stuff before we go ahead with installing any of this stuff. So that's installing in the background, as you can see, but this essentially 34 awesome use cases. There's so much cool stuff that you can do with OpenClaw. You don't have to do this on OpenClaw as well. Like any of these skills, really at this point, you could replicate them with, for example, with Claude Code, with Cowork as well. So if you wanted to just do the task straight away, then you can use a skill inside Claude Code, right? But if you wanted to, for example, use this skill from OpenClaw inside a scheduled task, something that runs automatically every day, then you would actually install it inside Claude Cowork instead, right? Claude Cowork has the scheduled task feature just like OpenClaw. And that's basically how to get it set up. So if you want to get the notes from today, you can get that inside the AI Profit Boardroom, link in the comments description. And just to recap here, you know, if you're wondering, okay, what is OpenClaw and why does it matter? Well, OpenClaw is a local AI agent framework. It means it can run on your computer, not in the cloud. Your data stays with you. You can run it from your mobile device, from Telegram, etc. Uses what are called skill files. A skill file is a pre-built set of instructions that tells your local AI agent exactly how to do a specific task. It's like hiring a specialist who already knows the job on day one. You don't need to train it. You don't need to onboard it. You just drop the skill in and it works. Now, the security process, as we've talked about today, is like you want to check the skill. You want to open the skill MD file, read through it yourself, look for anything that you don't expect or doesn't seem quite correct. Copy the contents into Claude. You can use a prompt like this to check it, right? So review this OpenClaw skill, identify any instructions, it could be in skill, blah, 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 rewrite a clean version, review what Claude produces as well, and then you can deploy the cleaned version, not the original, right? And that will take about 5 to 3 minutes per skill, but it just helps, just stay better, right?